Let's switch gears a little bit because you're a Florida lawyer, and Florida has recently taken measures to kind of apply uniform rules towards AI use in courtrooms. Heather just showed this to me. What's your take on the new Florida rules?
Yeah, Heather and I were chatting just a little before, and I was saying to her that I wrote a LinkedIn article on it. And my LinkedIn article was not like a deep dive on it, more like a celebratory, like, thank goodness that this is happening. Because what was happening for us in Florida just before the Supreme Court made the statewide provisions is that not even just individual circuits, individual judges were adding into their specific judicial procedures for their division, their AI use rule. So each judge would be different. Most of them were requiring disclosure, and some of them were requiring these broadly expansive disclosures where it said, if you have used AI in any form or capacity in drafting a pleading and putting together something that you filed, if anything that gets filed has been touched by AI at all, that you need to have this disclosure language on there saying that you've used AI. And that was so problematic. Not only is it just dumb, because basically at this point, every single thing I file is going to have this giant disclosure on it that says AI was used, because most law firms at this point let's not say most, but a lot of law firms are using some version of AI at
In
some
some
level,
in some capacity,
in
they are
some
using it.
capacity. And I think that the problem was that the judges who were making up these rules were not understanding the way that lawyers really practice and the way that AI should be working. And basically what the Supreme Court did, which I so appreciated, is to put it back on the lawyers and the people who are filing things. At the end of the day, I am the one filing it. And whether I'm a lawyer or I'm a pro se person that has decided to represent myself and am subjecting myself to the exact same rules, if I'm filing something, I'm standing behind that what I filed is good and valid. Now, I don't mind the extra abundance of caution around case law stuff. And I don't mind the abundance of caution because most attorneys who are using AI are not using it properly. They're not using it set up in systems like I have that really doesn't have the ability to hallucinate case law because it's confined to the case law that I've provided it, or to prompt me to go gather the case law and bring it back if it's missing it. But so I don't mind some level of precaution on case law, wanting lawyers to stand behind that they've verified case law citations and those kinds of things. But regardless of what tools I use to put something together, I'm the one filing it at the end. So why there would need to be disclosure on there, it makes no sense to me.
Heather, you were the one that brought the Florida rule to my attention. What's your take on what they're trying to do?
I think it's great because I'm surprised that there's only 2 states who this month even have made a unified statewide regulation, New York and Florida. California has pending regulation, but I'm surprised that 3 years in, we only have 2 states that have this statewide adoption of AI policy, if you will. It kind of makes me think of how we talk about all the time that most attorneys are using AI, but don't really know how to use it properly or ethically or responsibly. Every law firm, every business, but every law firm very, very especially should have an AI policy by now. And I think every state should have a uniform mandated AI policy. I think it's amazing they're saying you can use AI, just use it responsibly.
What would be a great next step is for there to be education to lawyers about how to use it responsibly. And I think we're kind of getting there, but there are so many people pushing AI products all over the place now, and there's a lot of non-lawyers building AI products to push to lawyers. I think that it's really important that lawyers understand. I mean, for our ethics rules, I'm pretty sure that this is wide sweeping as well. Part of our responsibility is to understand how our AI is working. where it is getting information from, how it is deciphering information, is for you to understand where it all comes from. If you're doing that responsibly, if without training your AI, you should not be getting very good results, because you shouldn't be allowing your AI to roam the internet to figure out how to put together a petition for a divorce. That is not a thing that you should be having AI do.